Hi, I'm Rebekah Christian, and I am the Smithfield Senior of the Month for the month of April. A bit about me and my future plans are to attend James Madison University in the fall. My initial plan is to earn a 5-year master's degree in early childhood education, but I'm a pretty indecisive person at times, so plans may change. And that's okay, it's a part of life. But that's enough about me. Today I'm honoring a teacher who has made a huge impact on my life, not just as an educator, but as someone who genuinely cares about my well-being. I'm thankful to say I've had a countless number of fantastic teachers throughout my years in the Isle of Wight County school system. But the teacher I've chosen to honor stands out and most likely comes as no surprise to my peers and classmates. This teacher is Mrs. Julie Eng. She's taught me in AP Lang, Dual Enrollment Teachers for Tomorrow, and AP Lit, as well as been our school's beta sponsor for as long as I can remember. Choosing Mrs. Eng as a teacher with the greatest impact is especially due to her prominent impact throughout the stress of junior and senior year. When I found out I was chosen as Senior of the Month, I was at work. Immediately, I contacted Mrs. Eng. She was the first person I told. Not my family or friends, but Mrs. Eng. Not because my family and friends don't care, but because I subconsciously felt like I earned this title due to Mrs. Eng and her huge impact on making me who I am today. I wholeheartedly believe that Mrs. Eng is a great role model for what a teacher should be, especially as a high school teacher to crazy and dramatic teenagers. Mrs. Eng is first and foremost empathetic, and that is perhaps the quality I admire most about her, and it certainly rubbed off on me. I am without a doubt an overthinker, and I put an unnecessary amount of stress on myself. Rather than ridiculing me for taking way too much time to complete busy work, Ms. Eng always admires my dedication to doing my best, always, regardless of the work at hand. She understands my unrealistic efforts to be a perfectionist, regardless of how unpractical they are. Along with being a perfectionist, I'm also known to be quite the emotional type, partly due to the highs and lows of my blood sugars, which Ms. Eng is always courteous and cautious of, but also because that's just who I am. A funny story that contributes to Ms. Eng's character goes all the way back to November, Casual Friday. The bell had just rung to end our second block AP Lit class, and Miss Eng had to cover duty in our school's writing center. However, it was my job to make sure she got there 5 minutes late because the writing center students were setting up a birthday surprise for her. Now, I know Miss Eng fairly well, and I know the only way to get her to stay was to create a fake situation and cry. And I did just that. And with the waterworks flowing, my plan was going perfectly. I bring up the story because it shows how much she cares about her students beyond the level of just an educator. She cares about us as people, and every single one of her students can attest to this claim. I was crying over trivial matters, something so insignificant. Yet, Miss Eng waited, talked to me, and calmed me down. I knew this plan would work because I know Miss Eng is nothing short of genuine, caring, and sincere. I also admire Miss Eng's dedication and tenacity. All jokes aside, I have never, and I mean never, seen someone grade 90+ essays in the matter of a couple of days. I'm telling you, it's a sight to see, and every single time it amazes me. Ms. Eng is so dedicated to give back corrective criticism and make sure we do our best on every exam and essay. All my teachers have wanted me to succeed, but Ms. Eng always seems to take it a step further. It may not seem like a big deal, but to her students, her diligence in grading our work means the world. We don't sit back anxiously waiting for grades to be put in the gradebook. This small act of kindness takes an extreme amount of pressure off of our shoulders. Dedicated, empathetic, relatable, and funny are just a few words to describe Ms. Eng. But lastly and most importantly, Ms. Eng inspires and encourages me. When I was competing in a poetry competition for school, Mrs. Eng encouraged me to try my hardest, and she pushed me way beyond my comfort zone, something I'm not used to, and I ended up winning second place regionally. This is something I never would have imagined doing, but with the support of Mrs. Eng, this became a reality. When I say Mrs. Eng inspires me, it's because she embodies everything I think a teacher should be, and more. She inspires me to be a better person and a better student. I have never wanted to be a teacher, but this fall I applied to 13 colleges and universities with the intended major of early childhood education. If that doesn't speak volumes to the impact she's had on my life, then I don't know what will. Reflecting back on my time in high school, I want to thank you, Ms. Eng, for seeing me as more than a student with a GPA, for helping me through the hardest times in my life, and for always believing in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. Thank you.